Welcome to the Behind the Art Inspiration podcast, conversations for artists and fans of art. We're sophisticated and savvy, and we have a special treat today. Today I am in the home of Theresa Elliot, and she is actually going to interview me, which I don't think I've had done before. And I'm here in DC. We're actually in Rockville, Maryland.
We're in Rockville.
Yeah. And so it's a special treat to be here and to be interviewed by Theresa. So Theresa, tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, Caroline. Thank you for having me as your guest host. This is a real treat and an honor. Thank you. This is my second time on your show.
Yep.
Yes, so I'm a Navy veteran, and I am a jewelry artist, and I work with resin, and once in a while I will dabble in acrylics. But my primary focus is I'm a photographer.
Yes.
And this week I have had the incredible treat of working with you to document all of your activities around DC. We photographed you and live streamed you at Dog Tag Bakery in Georgetown,
Right.
which was just really incredible. The painting that you completed there, the energy was just beautiful. And if your guests haven't had a chance to see it, they should definitely check out your Instagram and Facebook because it's really incredible. We had another fabulous photo shoot on Wednesday with Marnie Ratner.
Yes.
Yes, we were at the private Ratner Museum in Bethesda, and that was another incredible opportunity to watch you in action,
Yes.
as well as to get some great photos of you and Marnie. And so today, you've been finishing your wonderful painting. Behind Caroline, we have this gorgeous painting that was done in Georgetown. This is a Georgetown, Washington, D.C. restaurant. It's called Chez Billy Sud. I believe I'm pronouncing it right. It might be Chez Billy Sud. We don't know. We need to call the owners and find out. Full disclosure.
Right.
So, Caroline, I have spent several days watching you finish this painting, and I wanted to find out for our viewers, give us a little story, a little background. What inspired you?
Okay, absolutely. So what inspired me was, I started going to this, you don't know this part, I started going to this restaurant, Chez Billy, back when I brought Sebastian to school.
Okay.
And I was staying in an Airbnb right across the street. And the lady who owned it, Vladka, told me, well, you've got to go across the street to the restaurant. So I took my older son, Nikolai, and we went and had dinner. And so every time I come back, I make it a point to eat there.
Yeah.
So fast forward a little bit, and Sebastian, when he graduated in May, I took my parents, who are featured over there in the painting. We went to the restaurant and sat outside and ate. And when it was over and we were walking back through the restaurant, we realized that Michelle Obama was there. And so that was so very exciting. And before I even saw her, I knew I wanted to paint the scene because as you can see, it's really kind of a neat place with the lighting and the stars. And so when I did see her, I decided I've got to put Michelle in that. So that was in May. I came back, it's now July, and I came back specifically to finish this painting. Of course, I've done a few other paintings as well. Last night, as I was painting, I thought, I want to put Bo. So this is actually Bo.
Oh, Bo Obama the dog.
Bo Obama,
yes, that's
right.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, the unique thing I love about your artwork is that you feature dogs in so many of your paintings. Patisserie Poupon, dogs in their walkers, of which I am a proud owner. And I have always just enjoyed seeing your work, but now that I almost feel like this is your signature.
I think it is too.
Yeah, this is like your signature of your artwork. You know, you love animals.
Yeah.
And DC is a very dog-centric town, so Georgetown especially has a lot of people that own dogs.
And I have to mention, I mean, Aria is probably in 6 or 7 of my paintings. So I think Aria started it all, my own dog.
Okay.
And then my parents' German Shepherd is also in paintings. So I would call myself a dog portrait artist, but I think it goes beyond that.
Okay.
So I don't know, like this is a thing.
Yeah,
it really is.
And I love it. It's a really wonderful and fun signature of your artwork, and I hope that it will continue as you go forward and do other paintings of Georgetown or wherever it is that you decide to paint. I think it's fun, it's playful, and for animal lovers, it's just that extra special added touch that makes your artwork so great.
Yeah, well, thank you.
You're so welcome. So As a fellow artist, a lady fellow artist, however we want to express that term, I often notice, especially in impressionist work like yours, there's other signature hallmarks, and the light. And so you've done this as a nighttime painting, which I love. I think that there's not enough of those in the world because you get to really play with light.
Right.
As a photographer, I always notice light in artwork, whether it's present or absent. It really brings the nature of the moment to the fore in this piece, because you've painted the stars. And for people who are watching this podcast, we'll do an up-close picture of the artwork for later, a still shot. Caroline has spent a considerable amount of time really focusing on the play of light on these brick walls as well as the brick sidewalk in the cafe.
Right.
And what really brings life to this painting, this artwork, is the way that the light is shimmering on the walls. She's also done the extra special added detail of the string lights above the cafe, as well as the globe lights and how those are positioned on the wall. And she has done a real beautiful job of the highlights on the windows and on the pavement. And on the people as well. You have really gone above and beyond to just breathe life into this scene. It's tremendous. It's amazing.
Well, thank you.
I love it. And the other thing I noticed is there's a street light in the background, and you have gone to the trouble to actually paint the spill of light on the road and on the stonework of a wall behind the actual foreground of the painting.
So what you might not know also is many of my pieces depict the heavens and the earth.
Oh.
And so what you're seeing is, the stars in the sky, and actually that light post is just having the eye travel all the way down to the earth.
I love that.
So it's the heavens and the earth.
Oh, well, that's just absolutely wonderful. You have done just such a terrific job. So tell me about the people in the painting. We know Michelle Obama, of course, and the dog, Bo Obama. But give me a little insight into the other figures that you have put into your artwork, please.
Okay, so the waiter is Juan. And so I've met Juan, and I had conversations with him. Super nice guy.
Okay.
So he made it in the painting. He's got his mask on because we are in a pandemic, and I know that we're starting to lose our masks now, but on that particular night, he had his mask on.
Right.
And so over here, we've got Sebastian and me, and then my mom and dad, Graham Jerry and Graham Pauline.
Oh, how nice. And I've met your parents. They're wonderful.
Yeah,
people.
thank
They're
you.
So fun.
Nikolai's not in here, but he wasn't in town yet. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love the detail that you have gone to in this artwork to include family members and the people at the restaurant who are serving the customer. Because I think so often when we are doing artwork, we're sterilizing the scene.
Right.
We're taking extra people out of it. But what I love so much about this is that you actually, of all of the people in the scene who are looking out in the artwork, it's one. It is the person who is graciously providing service, and he is the only person in the painting who is gazing out at the viewer and breaking that fourth wall.
Right.
And I find that really empowering, and I think that it sends a message to the viewer of your paintings that although this person is working and he is here, he is also the reason that they can be here.
Right, and he knows I'm painting him.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So I actually, this last trip, I actually went and took some more photos of him, so I could, I needed to have that. So he knows that I'm painting it.
That's wonderful, yeah. Well, I hope that he has a chance to actually see this in person, because this is just a truly special work of art.
Well, thank you.
That you have created.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else that you'd like to tell your viewers?
Yeah, it seems that I'm becoming this DC artist, like this Georgetown artist, and I've got several businesses that I've painted. Theresa owns one of them, but also the Greenworks Florist.
Yes, which is now repurposed as Call Your Mother Bakery.
Yeah, and then the Dog Tag Bakery, which you are affiliated with.
Yes.
It's a veterans.
It's a veteran entrepreneurship training program run by Georgetown University.
Right, and so that painting is absolutely gorgeous.
It is, and I'm in love with that piece of art.
Yeah.
So I'm not only your friend and a fellow artist and
Right.
podcast interviewer, but I'm just a really big fan of your work.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
I don't know, did you see it with the American flag in it yet?
I think I've seen it online, but I haven't seen it in person.
Okay, it
and
kind of pops.
It really, yes,
Yeah.
I imagine it does, because you've painted a darker sky as if it is at dusk,
Yes.
and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I love on that painting how you also have taken the time to do the interplay of light and the splashes of light on the brick. Because
Right.
in Georgetown, it's a really old part of the city,
Mhm.
so we have a lot of cobblestone streets
I love
and
that,
sidewalks
right.
and brick, and it is really masterful how you have taken the time to really highlight the nuances of the light and how it spills down the brick facades of these buildings.
Mhm.
It's really well done. You're a true artist.
And just a side point, 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, I painted a fountain in Safety Harbor,
yes.
where I'm from, and brought that Georgetown feel to that painting as well. So, and it's got the Edison lights, and it's at dusk, so it's part of this collection, even though it's from a Safety Harbor location.
Right.
So,
So-
yeah,
Well, I'm a real fan of that time at twilight as a photographer,
right.
because you can do so much with those images.
Mhm.
It's not day anymore, but it's not quite night, and it just has this vibrance and energy, because the sky, you have painted here, the sky turns this gorgeous cerulean blue,
Yeah.
and you get this energy and that richness and depth of that blue, which really pops. And you've done that here in your work, which I really appreciate, because it's one of my favorite times to take photographs, because it does have that depth and beauty
Right.
and richness.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, wonderful. Is there anything else that you want to say?
So
or talk
I
about?
usually end my podcast, and I don't even know what episode this is, but I think it's season 2,
Okay.
episode 8.
All right.
And if you like getting content like this, where it's like, I call it banter between fellow artists, I'd love you to subscribe. So that's for you guys. Subscribe. I'm on Spotify, YouTube, and at Caroline Karp Artist. And then Theresa, tell them where they can find your work, because you're actually multi-talented as well.
Well, thank you. So I have an Instagram feed with a limited amount of my jewelry and artwork available at Theresa_Amelia_artist.
Mhm.
And then I have my Adventures of Theresa Instagram, which you're going to find populated with travel photos and pictures of my beautiful daughter.
Of course.
And yes, among other things, I get a chance to do some photography here and there.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of content from this week, particularly with Caroline. I've actually documented the painting at Dog Tag Bakery, as well as the Chez Billy Sud. We still need to call the restaurant owner, because I am failing at this so bad.
Maybe we need to eat there tonight.
Maybe we should eat there tonight. We can find out the answer to that question, because
Right.
it's going to haunt us forever in social media land.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys, and thank you, Theresa, for being a guest interviewer. Guest host.
Yes, and thank you for coming to my home.
Oh yes, thank you. I love it here.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Okay,
Take
bye
care.
guys.
Bye.